So now that we've covered a few of the basics of OBS, let's get everything hooked up. First things first, let's go through the properties. OBS, preferences, and we're going to cover the properties here. All right, first things first, get your stream key, put it in there. You can, of course, stream to other things. If you're doing our YouTube or Facebook Live or whatever, it doesn't matter. You'll need a stream key or some type of authentication mechanism. In this particular series, I'm talking specifically about Twitch, so you'll need your Twitch stream key. If you click Get Stream Key, it attempts to authenticate. I don't use that. I like to just go get mine, and then there's no like tertiary OAuth identity or anything else floating around on my machine. Here it states your maximum video bitrate and audio bitrate, which is important to note, because if you don't have a pipe that's big enough to handle this throughput, you will have very lackluster videos, and they will not be the 1080p that they can be. For output, I do very specific things here, but generally speaking, you don't have to edit this just to get started. There's recording details, audio details, replay buffer, etc. Just to note though, I have audio track 1, which goes to that production stream, this video over here. It's what people hear. However, I record audio track 5, which is this minus my music. So that's just one of the little tricks that you can do as an example of like what's going on here. And of course you can do the VOD separately, so the VOD is recorded differently with the audio than others, and the VOD is basically what goes out to YouTube when you're done doing your Twitch stream. Audio, I'll talk about this more in a minute, but like with the Mac, you'll need to download iShowU or some type of capture mechanism to bring together and bridge together the different audio mechanisms, such as your mic or your online system audio, etc., to be able to funnel them into OBS. Again, more on that in a minute. The video, you want to set these to 1080p, especially if you are writing code. You can see there's other sizes in here. Like on my big screen, it'd be 3440 by 1440. That's a huge stream and requires a big fat pipe. Not doing it. Sticking to 1920 by 1080, which is 1080p, makes it the easiest and most standard for people to view. It's what looks good when it streams directly to the channel on Twitch, etc. Keep this to 30. Don't bump it up. You could go down to 29.97 or 25 or 24 NTSC. These three are basically how you actually view movies. Okay, so if you're not playing games, you don't really need to worry about like the twitchiness of the video itself. You can keep it at 30 or below. I suggest keeping it just at 30. That's generally what us humans can perceive. These higher ratings are when you have a game that has a lot of really fast movement. It makes it appear smoother to us, because when we perceive those edge movements of each frame, because in a video, there's a bunch of frames, and that's what this is, frames per second. Each of those frames we do kind of catch in sort of like almost a peripheral way the different images moving as the video is portrayed to us. But we really only perceive accurately about 30 frames per second. So keeping it in that range, good to go. Keeps the pipe and the throughput needed on the pipe for all that data going through the pipe to basically the minimum we need to get the maximum resolution that's reasonable on the channel to display code and to display the other things that we're working with. Hotkeys, your choice. You set it up however you want to. I don't really have anything specific set up because I just click on stuff and do a few other things. However, I probably will be adding some hotkeys in the future because it definitely makes things easier when you have to do a lot of repetitive things over and over, and you're managing your entire stream yourself, such as your transitions, your chat, and you're writing code. It's a lot to do all at one time. And then in advanced, I don't tweak this too much. Up here, you have your color formats. Just basically leave these things alone, in my opinion. I haven't had anything specific that I need to tweak here. Sometimes if your audio is offset from your speaking, like if I'm speaking to you right now on the Twitch stream, the audio can get offset where then you get the weird things that it looks like you've dubbed over the voice because one's lips move at a different speed than the words that are being played on the audio. So you can tweak this. And again, it's a thing I'll show you in a later video. All right, so that's all the settings. Now it's time to actually put together one of the scenes that we'll use to transition to and from. We'll also set up the intro and outro, and I'll show you how to do that right now.